5 more minutes. I want to do an experiment tells you how we address this higher function. So when I'm getting old, I cannot, I want to do something that young people will not do. That is high-risk experiment. Now, these are all high-risk experiments, self, non-self, all these things. Well, people, you don't know how to attack it, and you don't know how to really solve the problem. So I was able to convince to a young associate to work with me to work on the self-awareness in monkeys. Now, self-awareness, we know in human, a baby, if you have a baby, you might notice in general 2 years required before they can recognize themselves in the mirror. Now, we don't know what happened. Somewhere by 2 years old, on average, the baby will start to recognize themselves in the mirror. Now, are they genetically programmed to do this, or are they actually learned to do this? Nobody knows. I'll tell you that the experiment I'm going to say now suggests that they acquire this ability by learning. Right? Because in some primate, like apes, some apes can show self-awareness. Now, how do you know self-awareness? One test is to give you a mirror. If you look at a mirror, you can see a image in the mirror. They can do, you have a mark on the face, they will touch their own face. They can pick their teeth in the mirror. That suggests they know that what's in the mirror are themselves, right? So only human, a few species of great apes are capable of doing the mirror self-recognition, not monkey. Monkey, for 40 years, people have tried to have monkey to recognize themselves in the mirror by all kinds of training, and they all fail. Human babies takes 2 years, and some psychiatric patients and autistic kids, they seems not aware of themselves when they give them a mirror. They seems to be unaware that the image are themselves. Right? So there's something, self-awareness is important for that function. So we decided to train monkey to see whether we can make them aware of themselves in the mirror. The way to do is to, well, here's the example of a monkey before training. They will never know that something in the mirror are themselves, no matter how long we do this. Well, this is repeated exposure. They will never know. You can put a mirror in the cage from the beginning of their birth until adulthood. They will never learn to recognize themselves. How do you know they didn't recognize? Put a mark on a face. Apes will go there and scratch their face scratch on a mark. Monkey will not do it. This is called mark test. Mark test is the gold standard test for self-awareness in front of a mirror. So what we do, we train the monkey to make association. Monkey is sitting on a chair, facing a mirror. This is an image in the mirror. Then we put a laser pen, high-power laser pen, that gives a slight tingling feeling on the face. So whenever we have a light on, the monkey would feel a little bit tingling feeling. So they are trying to associate image in the mirror with a sensation in their face. Visual somatosensory association. That's what we want to establish. So this is an experiment done by Gongmen and his student. Gongmen's associate professor. So here's the training. You give them some food in the beginning. So we encourage them to touch themselves. So we train this for 3 weeks, 1 to 3 weeks. After that, you can give the low power, like now there's no feeling, no tingling feeling. Just touch, they will do it. And no food reward. You can, different colors would be the same. They will measure, they will associate. So now they associate the image with their face. But how do you know this low light level doesn't produce a feeling? You put on my own face, I couldn't feel it. but the monkey may be sensitive to it. So the way to test it, we put a video, mirroring video, that monkey see a video, and use a mouse to produce a spot on the video, and see whether they can recognize that spot in the video. So there's no light on their face. Right? Can they recognize that? Right? So this is the mirroring video. Right? A spot on their face, they would touch the spot. Right? So that's okay. So now this is a gold standard test. This is the most important test. Whether they touch the mark on the face. Now you put a mark on the monkey's face without them knowing it, right? Then there's no odorless, no sensation. So there's a green mark on the side. So they learn to do this, right? So everything is fine on the chair. So now we put it back to the cage. I didn't show you the statistic, but I can tell you this not 100% successful. 7 monkey trained, 5 monkey eventually passed test, self-recognition test. So there are 2 monkeys who will never learn. There are stupid monkey as well, right? So this is a mark test in the cage. Now, so this is a realistic mirror. So they touch the mark on the face. You probably can see it. It's a mark. And then they touch, look, and smell. And it's a stereotype behavior. Okay, so they see a face with a mark, and they touch themselves. So the question is, are they really recognize themselves, or simply a face with a mark? Maybe another monkey with a face mark, they will touch themselves as a conditioned response, right? So we put 2 monkeys in the same cage. Another monkey, not trained monkey, with a mark on the other monkey. Like this is 2 monkey. The green one, with the green color, this is a trained monkey. Now the mark is now on the other monkey. So this monkey will touch that mark, not touching his own. Right? They touch the other monkeys. Now if you put the mark on themselves, this is on the trained monkey, right? These are not markers on themselves. They immediately look at the, right? So, okay, so there's another potential test. Now maybe sitting in the same cage is different. If we have a mirror that shows a different monkey on the mirror, maybe they would not recognize that's not that themselves. So this is a new experiment we call the glass wall mirror experiment. We put 2 monkeys, both marked on the face, with a glass wall, separate them. So they're looking at the monkey on the other side. If they see another monkey on the other side with a mark, they should touch their own face, but they don't. They just interact. They have social behavior rather than touching their own face. Right? Then we do this in glass wall versus mirror, alternating. Now, same time, same duration, many times, and they compare the mark versus mirror. And when the mirror is on, they immediately look and touch themselves. When the glass wall is on, there's another monkey on the other side, they don't touch themselves. Right? So this is the type of experiment. So the real thing is that there's no mark, and you see whether the monkey have spontaneous behavior that looks like looking in the mirror. So this is the trained monkey. They become very interested in a parts of their body that was not visible before. This is pulling the hair on their face. There's no mark now. Huh? Now there's a co-host monkey that's so they like to look at the rear end. That seems to be most interesting to them. And the cohort monkey never learns. The one that passed, 5 out of 7 monkey that passed this test, kept the ability. Well, the longest one is 1.5 years. So once they pass the threshold, they preserve that ability of recognizing their themselves in the mirror. So the implication is that rhesus monkey can learn mirror self-recognition, and a human baby that acquired ability of self-recognition may be learned during the first 2 years. Maybe it depends on the parents telling the kid, telling the baby, oh yeah, see, baby in the mirror, baby in the mirror. And keep saying that. The baby eventually learns, that's me. Right? So that's maybe a training procedure, which we don't know whether that's happening. Right? I guess that's what's happening. Impairment of self-awareness, like mirror self-recognition in humans, can be treated by establishing visual somatosensory association. Right? That may be a therapeutic approach. And now you can see what's the next experiment. You want to know what's happening to the circuit in the monkey's brain. What's happening before and after training? What special circuit has been formed? Then which area become activated? That's the site for self-awareness. Right? Self-awareness is the part of the consciousness. Right? So we're talking about the mystery of the brain, where the consciousness is. This is a opening in the window to that study. So these are the people who work with me. I skipped most of the work done by Li Zhang, Tao Huizhong, Bi Guoqiang. There are work done, especially monkey work, by Gongren and a student, Zhang Liantang, in Shanghai. So I'll stop here and thank you for your attention.